First regular season game. In motion is Bob Grimm. And Snead gives the ball on his first handoff to Ben Clements, who gets about 3 yards, and that's it. It'll be 2nd down and 7. We don't have any statistics. Let's check our unofficial stats. All in favor of the Giants. Here we are. Look at the first downs. Yards rushing. Oilers haven't had 1 passing yard today. There's your total yards. Norm Snead hit 11 out of 17 in the first half. Ron Johnson ran for 67 yards, the top ground gainer. Here's Ron Johnson. And he has a first down. Ron Johnson out to the 32-yard line.
That was done by Ron Johnson. What I mean by Ron Johnson, the defense moved very well. He saw one small crack, goes right through it. Just a beautiful runner, and he's going to get 100 yards today for sure.
First down on the 32.
Enderly is 62. We wanted you to see that. The guard goes, hits low, comes to the reverse. Gets out there quick.
Bob Grimm spread right, Don Herman to the left. First down, Giants on their 32. It's to Herman. Does his turnaround and is dropped on the 41-yard line of the Giants. A 9-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down, a yard to go for New York. Benny Johnson, 33 on the tackle.
There was a time when you could chart this offense. It was a fairly predictable offense. Not only the Giants, but just about every team. Now, suddenly, because of the play of defense, it's almost impossible to chart an offense. You really never know what the quarterback is going to do. Years ago, you know, he might run the football, he might come with screens or draws in given situations, but they've wiped it all out.
Bob Hyland, number 70, is the starting center here in the second half in place of veteran Greg Larson. Hyland from Boston College, his 7th year. 2nd down, 1 for the Giants. Snead will throw. He's going deep to Grimm. He can't get him. Grimm was smothered down the sideline by Willie Alexander. Leaves the Giants a 3rd and 1.
Willie Alexander is their best defensive back, the Houston Oilers. There were some pointing fingers saying he was interfering. He wasn't. He just covered him perfectly.
Neither team has fumbled the ball away. Greg Larson, who had to have his knee put back together when they thought his career was over a few years ago. Dick Enderle's from Minnesota University, and so is Greg Larson when they play side by side in that forward wall. 34 years old, Greg Larson. Why does he keep playing, they ask him. He says, because I like it. It's fun. All right, they've taken the wide receiver out, Herman. They put the tight end, Gary Ballman, in. Clements driving for the first down to the 44-yard line of the Giants.
This is what Houston's been unable to do. They have not been able to stop the Giants, to give Pastorini and his offense any kind of field position. The possession that you pointed out earlier, Curt is all, this is Bingham, I'm interrupting here, but 54, a rookie, right? Never played a down lineman. Took on Hyland, although Hyland had a little bit of a disadvantage. He's a scrapper. Greg Bingham.
Giants have 17 first downs to 2 for Houston. Johnson running the sweep behind Enderle.
Excellent defense.
They got to him that time. They boxed him in. When he tried to make his turn, he was dropped there by Tody Smith.
Johnson carried.
Also helping was Henry Reed. There's a flag down. Turnovers, the Giants have only 1, and Houston 4 on 4 pass interceptions. The Giants were 2nd in the National Football Conference in interceptions last year. The Vikings led the conference with 26. Backfield in motion, declined by Houston. That's a 4-yard loss, and the Giants have a 2nd down and 14. Pittsburgh Steelers led the entire National Football League with 28 interceptions. The Giants are off to a good start today. Houston stole only 6 passes last year. That was Van Horn who was in motion. Second down and 14. They got back. Jeez, the first time they get to him, and a flag goes down. The flag is dropped. Now Collins got to. I think Willie Young, though, the Giant tackle, dropped back and held. I think we'll see that it's holding on Willie Young.
And it was against Elvin Bethea. Elvin, every once in a while a defensive lineman turns back to the official. There's Elvin Bethea. And he tells him, I'm being held. And that time the official must have been looking. They do quite often and quite well.
Holding against the Giants. Declined by Houston.
Quarterback gets it pretty good here. The line is pressuring him. The wipeout. Collins.
Third down and 22 yards to go for the Giants.
And 22 on the 32.
Clements has come out as a wide receiver. There's Grimm in motion. Johnson's a lone setback. They'll flood 4 or 5 men downfield now. Snead has all day, and it's broken up and intercepted. Coming downfield with the ball is John Charles at the 20, 15, and Charles is to the 13. And Houston has its first scoring threat. And now a flag is dropped at the 13-yard line. Let's see what this one's about.
He was first time Snead was pressured all day. The first difficult position he had. Fired into a crowd, which was an old failing of his. It was deflected off of Jeff Severson. It was picked up by John Charles. Now he forces this. Watch the deflection by Severson. That's Severson there. Charles picks it off.
And at the end of this play, we have an unsportsmanlike conduct called against Houston. Let's see what it's about. It's a personal foul. Right there. It's on Charles. Threw his fist in the ball. They're set back. Here's Gresham to the 20. And Gresham spinning his way inside the 20. Henry Reed hit him, along with Jim Files.
Ball carried by Gresham, Reed, and Kelly on the tackle.
That'll give Houston a first down.
By far their best field position. Good call, first down. This is a chance really to see Pastorini in action. Just about every time we saw him today, he was in serious territorial trouble.
Giants are ahead 27-0, but they're off to a sluggish start in the second half. That's Gresham. Gresham is to the 13-yard line as he picks his way. Jack Gregory setting down, and John Mendenhall, number 64. Brian Kelly also aided on the tackle. That's a 5-yard gain for Bob Gresham, who's been the top ball carrier today for the Houston Oilers. They like a touchdown right here. Gresham has picked up 52 yards in 11 carries. Uh-oh, the Houston right in. Mac Alston started. He jumped. He jumped the count, the snap.
By Files, flag on the play.
It's an obvious offside, but here's where Pastorini has an advantage that Norm Snead does not have. Pastorini can run the football pretty well. He could fake it. He could keep it himself. If he rolls out and they drop, watch for Pastorini to pull it down and run.
Ball start by Houston on the motion penalty. They'll go back to the Giant 18 with now a second down and 10.
Against the Oilers. Second and 9.
So here's where the penalties are hurting Houston today. They just had the ball in the Giant 13 and were penalized 15 yards after an interception. Now they're penalized again. Gresham trying to run through people, doesn't get far. He's back to the 13. Henry Reed dumped him along with John Mendenhall.
Carried by Gresham.
Good battle on the line. The hole's going to open up. You can watch it. Gresham runs in there very nicely. Good block. He is a good runner. Reed making the tackle. 64 always around the ball. John Mendenhall.
Houston has a 3rd and 5. They're trailing 27-0. They haven't been very successful on 3rd down plays. And that's Gresham with a 10, and he's very close. Bob Gresham.
Carried by Gresham.
They dump him out of bounds right along that first down marker.
Made the tackle.
And it's a 1st and goal to go for Houston. Houston on the New York Giant 7-yard line.
First down.
We've been talking about Henry Reed making that switch from a down lineman to now a linebacker. He'll be worth watching. I got the feeling that if they're going to try to negotiate, they may go to that side against Reed and against Pete Athos.
They were trying to get Ron Mayo onto the field, but he couldn't get on. 1st down, goal to go. Houston on the Giants 7. Fred Willis. And Willis bumps into Brian Kelly, the rookie outside linebacker, and Spider Lockhart.
Ball carried by Willis.
Willis picks up a yard
Kelly
to the 6-yard line of the Giants. 2nd and 6 for a Houston touchdown. Now there's Mayo coming on, and Billy Parks goes out. That gives the Houston Oilers 2 tight ends. You know, they say this Gresham is supposed to be a fumbler, Al. He's carried the ball 13 times today and hasn't fumbled. In fact, we haven't had one fumble lost by either team today. 2nd down, 6 to go for a Houston touchdown. There it is out to Willis. Willis cuts back and dropped immediately just short of the 5. And how his feet went out under him. Brian Kelly slashing in to hit him. Number 55. 3rd and 6 for a Houston touchdown.
The man that carries quite a burden for the Giants is Jack Gregory. Jack has had some personal problems, which many of you have heard about, but he's always on the strong side. Gregory, whenever you see the tight end go to one side or the other, look for 81. There he moves now to our left, top of your screen.
All right, Billy Parks in his wide receiver. Ken Mayo, the tight end, went out, or Ron Mayo. 3rd and 6 for a Houston touchdown. That's Gresham, and he's dumped for a yard loss. Jack Gregory on him, and Brian Kelly again, the rookie linebacker. 4th and 7 now for a Houston touchdown. Houston trailing 27-0.
And Kelly made the tackle.
Pastorini's looking around, but the coach isn't going to kick a field goal. You don't kick it here.
Ball on the 6.
Going out now is Mac Alston. Dave Parks comes in. He's a better receiver. Alston's a much better blocker. 4th down and 7 to go for a Houston touchdown. Big draw, and it's a touchdown. It is caught by Dave Parks, the 10-year veteran of Texas Tech, who 1 year led the NFL in receptions, his 2nd year out with the San Francisco 49ers, and he caught for more than 1,300 yards in passing. Dave Parks played out his option with the 49ers, went to New Orleans, and came over to Houston. So Houston's on the scoreboard, and they've outplayed the Giants here in the 3rd period.
That's right. The mistakes that the Giants made on that one interception, those turnovers are so critical. So we
Skip
saw
Butler's on to kick the point. Lynn Dickey will hold. And that one is good, just good.
We saw Pastorini in his one chance in good field position, and he was able to do this. Dan Pastorini. They put in Dave Parks for this one play. Fake to Fred Willis. Good shot. Coming right at you.
We have a timeout with a score now. Houston 7, the Giants 27.
The Scandinavian mystique. It's launched a lot of great ideas. Like Eric, the Scandinavian-sized filter-tip cigar that Americans light up nearly 500,000 times a day. Eric, the most exciting idea from Scandinavia since the blonde, and the most popular. Eric, natural, menthol, or cherry.
At the Experimental Aircraft Association fly-in in Eustis, Florida, almost all the planes flew in with Champion spark plugs. We make the right spark plug for almost everything that flies, as well as for all the cars that drive. Ask a professional pilot what spark plug to depend on.
What kind of spark plugs do you fly?
Champion, of course.
Most of the world's aircraft fly with Champion spark plugs. Better plugs for everyone.
We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
Oakland, nothing. Minnesota, 10.
Look how John Matusik, a big rookie, towers over even his own teammates at 6'8" and 290 pounds. Skip Butler will kick off. Back deep for the Giants, Rocky Thompson and Joe Orduña. Here's a towering boot. Look at that one. Out of the end zone. Giants ball, first down on their 20. Now the Giants haven't moved the ball this half.
You still like to see that field goal, that kickoff put way back, wouldn't you, Curt? Get the kick back in the game?
Get that kickoff return back in. That's right. I know it's a dangerous play, but it's still, to me, the most thrilling play in football. We're looking at Butler, who just kicked off.
WNBC TV, New York.
Ron Johnson finds a hole, carries to his 26-yard line.
Ball carried by Johnson.
Matusik stopped him there. Second down, 4 to go for the Giants. Pastorini trying to get ready the next time he comes on to uncork more scoring for Houston. They need it. They're trailing 27-7. 6.5 minutes to play in the third period. Second down, 4. The Giants ball on their own 26. Bob Grimm, a wide receiver, goes in motion. This is Clements cutting back. First down and more. The 33-yard line of the Giants. I like the way he picks his feet, Al.
Cody Smith made a bad play. Cody overshot. He has a tendency, really, to over-exaggerate his moves, and he shot to the outside, and you're right, Clemens very cleverly breaks it back. He was a great runner with the University of Connecticut. Had all kind of records there.
First down, New York on their 33-yard line. They're ahead 27-7. They had a 27-0 lead at halftime. Clements has run for 45 yards in 10 carries today. Ron Johnson, no hole that time. He gets to the Giant 35-yard line. John Charles, the strong safety, came up to make the tackle. Along with Henry Reed, the outside linebacker. That's Joe Madrow, 19-year veteran of coaching. Talking now to his offensive line. When we get back on the field, boys, they're going to operate for those backs. Second down, 8 yards to go. The Giants on their 35. And here's a screen coming up, and they wrap that one up for a loss. Number 76, Al Cowlings, right on top of Ron Johnson. And Houston looks like a different football team this half.
And it's that defensive front that seems to be doing most of it. They're pressuring, they're playing smart. That's just smart playing, what you saw Al Cowlings do. Someone in that line gave the screen away, and as soon as they drifted, he went with them. He was reading, and he moved with the blockers.
3rd and 12. Last time the Giants had the ball, they started on their 44 and went back to their 32, and then were intercepted. Now they have a 3rd and 12. They started this series from their 31, 33. Snead right to the open man. Bob Grimm at the 49. He curled in and found the crack, and Snead nailed him. Well, that gets the Giants going again. New York, first down, their own 49-yard line. They're leading 27-7. The clock moving. Eddie Hinton just picked up by the Houston Oilers.
We haven't seen Ron Johnson hit quickly to the line of scrimmage, that quick dive. If Ron gets that handoff, he could be right to the halfback.
Al, unofficially, he has 80 yards in the ground. Let's see what he does in this play. He has more now. He's over to the Houston 44.
Ball carried by Johnson.
Boy, you think of the Cleveland Browns and the number of good players the Giants got from them, and here is probably the best.
It's a 7-yard gain for Ron Johnson. He's approaching 100 yards in this game. He was knocked down from behind by John Matusak. Second down, 3. Giants ball in the Houston 44. We're approaching 3 minutes remaining in the third period. 87 yards for Johnson and 21 carries. Again, breaks away. Oh, it's a miraculous balance. The balance of this man is unbelievable. It just, you can't seem to knock him down. We have a Houston player injured and a timeout. It's John Charles who is shaken up. So with a timeout, we'll tell you the score. New York 27 and Houston 7.
You want to know what makes Dodge Dart one of the best compact buys going? Ask a friend about it. With over 1 million darts on the road, you just gotta have a friend who owns one. Swinger here is the best-selling of all the darts. It seats 6 in trunk space some big cars can't match. Or Dart Custom with the extra convenience of 4 doors. Or the 3-in-1 car, Dart Sport Convertible, Dodge Dart 74. Ask a friend about it.
There was a time when you had to change your motor oil when the weather changed. When the temperature began to drop, you had to put in a light oil that wouldn't gum up your engine on cold winter mornings. When it got warmer, it was time to change to a heavier oil that wouldn't thin out in hot traffic jams. Now, we have a motor oil good for any kind of weather and any kind of car. Mobil Oil Super, the all-season motor oil.
Suspicions about his brother-in-law's late-night excursions, not talking about Nero Goddess, prove true and provide even more surprises for Dom DeLuise when he stars in the next episode of Lots of Luck. That'll be Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on NBC. John Charles has been replaced by Joe Blaha, number 27, a rookie from Nebraska. First down, Giants. They're running Ben Clements to the 31. Now they're really eating that Houston defense up. Willie Alexander had to put the stop on him from a cornerback spot.
The big back offense has really been something. There's Charles. He was just shaken up. But that big back that we just saw, Vince Clements, he's doing a fine job of running. And I hope before the game's over we can show you some of his blocking.
Second down, 4 for the Giants in the Houston 32. Ben Clements this time, maybe a yard. Tackled by number 19, Willie Alexander again. Charlie Evans, 7 times he's had a leg broken. You know, he had an operation last winter, Al. They found out that the blood supply wasn't going into that break in his left shin, and he wasn't forming the proper calcium there. So he had a clot, and they relieved it, and now they say his leg is completely healed. He was doing very well for the Giants last year. Good blocker. Used to be the blocker for O.J. Simpson.
And a good one.
Third down, 4. Giants in the Houston 32. Giants ahead 27-7. Snead with a flag down, throws to Johnson coming out of the backfield. It'll be a first down unless the penalty's against the Giants. I think it's a motion penalty. It is against New York. How that man comes out of the backfield. He is so valuable running and catching. Watch him how he quickly, here he is. Now watch him. And Snead hits him right away. Boom, right there. Hands up, ready for the ball. The penalty wiped out the first down. Moves the Giants back to the Houston 36. And it's third down now and 8 to go for New York.
Looks like obvious pass, but Houston is in a very wide front. By that I mean the two tackles are kind of playing it a bit off from each other. The defensive ends are wide. Again, that dive, the quick burst can go for a lot of yards.